Sip on this tea, the medicine man. Sip on this tonic, the medicine man. Take you a puff, the medicine man. Get you some rest, the medicine man. Go ahead and meditate, medicine man. Breathe it in, breathe it out, medicine man. Sip on this water, the medicine man. Sip on this ginger, this medicine man. Find me in Africa, maybe Caribbean, Southeast Asian, Chinese and Indian, clearing congestion, helping you breathe again. If you feel nauseous, put stomachs at ease again. Take one. Yeah. Okay. What's happening, people? It's Aj God. You know, we doing a verbal apothecary, and we always bring you them herbals and them verbals. And I got my brother Peace to the left of me. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling peaceful, good brother. Thanks.
We in Richmond, California, man. And I feel good because, you know, we done been all over the world, you know, with more to go. I would say we've been in multiple places in the world. And, you know, it's a peaceful place in the Bay when you can be around your people. And you one of my people, man. You know, we've been locked in for a little bit. E.S.O. Collective, going hard for over 5 years now, just tapping in, building community, pushing health and wellness. And, you know, it's been an honor just learning and growing with you and just seeing your path and how you out here doing your part to change culture, which I think is very pivotal right now. We in a very interesting time around the world, especially in America, and especially for Black people. In my experience, we at a crossroads. Well, we could take the culture higher, or we could let it deflate and disintegrate into, you know, just a lot of lack of substance. And so what I hear you doing, man, you out here pushing peace. I mean, you took that on as a name. You show it in how you style yourself in Afrocentric clothes, but not just Afrocentric. Like, you tapping in with the Mycelium Network. We're gonna tap in what that is for those who don't know. You tapped in with the, you know, you build community wherever you go in the way that you speak and you move, man. And I wanted to have you on this platform just to get your perspective on health and wellness and what that means to you, and you know, what the culture needs to do with that. You know, how do we need health and wellness, and how is your life changed from focusing on whatever you were focused on before to focusing on health and wellness? Like, I know you got a deep story, brother, but just like health and wellness, what comes to mind when you think about that?
Health and wellness. Well, give thanks, everybody. Give thanks to my good brother Ajman, brother E.S.O., member of E.S.O., and I'm grateful to be here to represent with you and share my testimony and share my perspective around health and wellness. So when it comes to health and wellness, to me, I feel like there's many different pathways to health and wellness. There are many different areas and layers of health and wellness, you know. And I've been on my journey of self-discovery and exploring more of myself and tapping into my healing journey, being a survivor of gun violence. So I've been through a lot of pain and trauma, so I had to really learn different ways to heal and overcome that pain and trauma. So I've been able to go down the path of health and wellness, you know, through my healing journey. And for me, wellness relates to your mental state of being, you know, your internal state of being, your physical state of being, you know, your spiritual state of being. And so it's many different layers. So I feel like just taking the time to really put energy into understanding, you know, wellness, you know, and how we can explore different layers of wellness within ourselves and take care of ourselves and really be on the wellness path. Here in America, and brothers and sisters that come from our environments, we don't really advocate for wellness, you know. So that's something that I realized and observed in my community, seeing how it's a lot of liquor stores, it's a lot of fast food restaurants,
Right.
it's a lot of just those spaces that don't promote wellness, you know, in our community. So seeing that and observing that, you know, you have to be a strong soul to really recognize that and to want to rise above that and not settle for what's placed in our environments, you know.
Yeah, how has it been being surrounded by what you're trying to detox yourself from? You know, the peer pressure of little stuff like somebody eating some nachos and they want to share it with you, you know, or better yet, somebody eating some pork rinds and they want to give it to your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody's, you know, speaking on things that's kind of low vibrational. Like what are some ways that you offensively, right? Because we got defense, offense. How do you push the lifestyle that you're trying to live, like, and to make that a practice that could be implemented into a discipline when you come into contact with people who may not be on the same vibration as you, and you know, are pushing what they pushing.
Yeah, that comes with really just standing on your square and honoring where you're at on your journey and what you stand for, and really having that discipline. You have to develop that discipline when it comes to honoring um, your lifestyle and your wellness journey. And when you're in other spaces amongst people, you still got to be able to have that love and compassion for others, but also just have that transparency and set boundaries, especially when people because a lot of times people don't consider wellness. So a lot of times, a lot of our people out here are just eating anything. So, like you said, you might be in spaces people may offer you things out of just to be genuine, to be nice, and want to offer you something. But realizing like, nah, that they're being nice, but I gotta be truthful to them and express that, hey, that's not what I consume, but I appreciate the offering. You know, and that's something I had to work on over the years. There's been times where people have offered me things, and I had to, you know, I had different experiences of expressing myself to people. And some people have different reactions. You know, some people are like, "What? You're not gonna take this food that I made with love for
They
you,
get
brother?"
hurt.
You know, they be hurt. You know, and even though it's meat or whatnot, they put their love and energy into it, and I understand that. But that's not what I consume. So sometimes they have those hard conversations. You know, telling people no. You know, and you can feel the energy like, yeah, they feel bad after that. But that's really honoring yourself when I have to get on the path of self love. You know, really loving myself. You know, when you're on that path of self love, you really don't want to indulge with things that goes against that. You know, so
Yes, self love. I feel like that's a practice that helps maintain health and wellness, right? Because as as men, as black men, especially those, I consider us black men who are actively doing things in our communities to make a difference, and wanting to be that example and not just talk about it. With that comes an extra load of expectations that maybe weren't there when you embarked on this journey of just bettering yourself. You know, I think it's very important to step into a path of self improvement, ascension for your sake, not before anybody else's, but as a result of that, you know, how you speak, you walk, and talk affects other people. But then other people starts to see that, and they be like, oh, so he could hold this too. He could hold that too. He should be responsible for this and that. And so, have you had any experiences that, or do you want to just speak on the feelings that come with, you know, choosing a path of that's maybe different, you know, than what a lot of people may be on, but also holding your boundaries and not holding everybody's problems. You know what I'm saying? So you can make sure that you pouring from a filled cup. You feel me?
yes, sir, brother. I definitely experienced that on the path, and like I said, you have to really have that discipline and honoring yourself when it comes to people judging you, people looking at you as you on some weird stuff, assuming things about you, all these different things like. People may consider you to be an outsider just because you're choosing to be on a certain frequency. And it's sad that it's like that, but that's how it's been set up in our environments, especially the hoods. We coming from the hood, it's a lot of poverty mentality. It's a lot of crab in the buckets mentality. People trying to bring you down or they don't want to see you elevate up out of that. But I didn't resonate with the poverty state of mind, the self-hatred, the pain, the violence, the poor diets, the poor education. All of that stuff wasn't resonating with my soul. So on my journey, definitely had a strong resonance with my spirit and my inner voice, and it would always speak to me. When I was younger, a lot of times I wouldn't always listen, but then it just started to make sense. It became louder over time on my journey, and I started to really embrace how I really feel internally and walking that path alone at times. And I felt lonely, and then when I come around beings and I stand strong in my aura, in my vibration, in my lifestyle, people have asked questions and stuff like that. People don't get it. People assume things, and it is what it is. I also been in spaces where people assume that you think you're better than them because you're affirming that you're being healthy. You taking control of your health and wellness. You're taking your health and wellness serious. And most people in our environments, they don't like we were saying, coming up in these environments, our people don't advocate for these things. So you just come out the woodworks like, hey, I'm on this health and wellness path. I'm pushing peace. I'm pushing love. Oh, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? When the music is talking about fuck that nigga, I can't trust that nigga, F that B, you know, the frequency that's out there that's being promoted heavily in the mainstream. So to the average mind, they're looking at you like, oh, you on some square shit, you on some sucker shit, you on some weird shit, you know, but not realizing that knowledge is power and our health is our wealth, you know, so that's something that I'm advocating for within Raw Soul Collective with my brothers to promote a higher frequency and a higher standard within our culture and within our communities. And yeah, it's real out here, you know.
Yeah, like I said, you out here playing offense with your philosophy. I feel like life puts you on the defense a lot, and it's easy to be on the defense. Hence, why people get defensive when they see something that shines and is going against the norm, and maybe reminds them that I could do that too. But dang, I'm not doing that right now. So dang, I don't even want this example around me. I might even just throw a little heat on it just to make them uncomfortable to externalize how uncomfortable how uncomfortable I really am. And so it's something I have observed is that you gotta push your vision not on other people, but just lead with what you want to be and how you want to see things, and your tribe is gonna attract. How has that been, finding your tribe in the Bay Area where pimp culture, uh, bad diet, you know, high rent, all these different things that make it difficult to live life are prevalent? You know what I'm saying? How do you find your tribe and maintain that?
Just really standing strong in your vibration, in your square, and being authentic in your expression. I feel like when you really be authentic and express how you really feel from the core essence of within, it's gonna radiate without, and then people gonna feel that vibration. And it's gonna push away the people that don't resonate with that energy, or uh, yeah, just don't resonate with the vibration, and you're gonna attract people who do resonate with the vibration. So I would say the more you just continue to amplify your authentic expression, speak your truth, embody who you really are and what you really want to be, share your light, share your magic, share your power, the universe will support you, and fade out all the people who haven't been supporting you, and just in a way and clear up space for people who are meant to be in alignment with your tribe. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I've been building on. Pushing peace, advocating for positive vibes. That's how I align with you and Brother Michael. Like being on a positive vibe. Y'all two positive brothers that want to see positive movement in our communities, our families, and within ourselves. So that's how we align and we try. And then I started a movement from the hood to the woods, you know, to get brothers and sisters out of nature. Because I'm an advocate for peace, and nature is how I tap into that form of peace. I feel like there's many different ways we can tap into the vibration of peace, but going out into nature has really helped me with nature therapy, having a peace of mind, developing that peace within, and tapping into different meditation practices. So wanted to just amplify that vibration and have community that taps into that frequency. You know, so I was able to, I just had the courage to put out a call and pick a date for people to come meet up and come hike and commune. And I did that, and people came out, and I got to see people who resonate with my vibration genuinely, just by me authentically expressing how I feel. Hey, I want to have a nature gathering. We're going from the hood to the woods. People that is caught up in urban communities, in the hood, in the cities. You know, a lot goes on in our community, so we need time to retreat, get away, get a peace of mind, get away from all the city distractions and stuff like that, to be able to just tap into the source nature. So that's been a way how I've been able to build community as well and attract more tribe. You know, and I feel like we need tribe on this journey. Like we have our family that we were born into, we incarnated into. Because I believe we're spiritual beings having a human experience, so we souls coming into our families. And then a lot of times you might be in your family, and of course, like I have some beautiful adult times growing up with my family, beautiful memories, but also I had some traumatizing times with my family as well, with my family hurting me. You know, but then growing on my path and really diving deeper into how I really feel with my core essence, I realized that damn, a lot of people in my family may not be in alignment with me. I have outgrown a lot of people in my family because I've decided to take a health and wellness path, and most of them stay the same, stay in a comfortable space. You know, and that's not to say that, you know, it's no love lost. It's still love and whatnot, but I'm just choosing to go a different route and choosing to grow and step outside my comfort zone. I've been exploring outside of my comfort zone for a very long time. Since 2016, I've been very intentional with just tapping in with people who are more intelligent than me, tapping into spaces where I can learn more, hanging around people that doing things that I want to do, but I'm not that skilled at, and stepping outside of my comfort zone. Because you be in your comfort zone, you're comfortable, you're not really trying nothing new to help exercise yourself and expand. So I had to really develop that mentality, and that has helped me a lot. And that's how I got to where I'm at now, and leading this good brother.
Being on my path and wanting to curate a life that was peaceful, you know, kept me from indulging too much in individuals that disrupted that, or I saw was chasing something other than that. And the peaceful life that I saw was working on music. You know what I'm saying? In high school, I wanted to be in the studio. I wanted to be creating music as often as possible. And, I give thanks to different people in my life and organizations that gave me an opportunity to do that. At the same time, I think I was able to attract those situations too, or either attract or show myself worthy to keep getting because I was showing interest in it, and I feel like the Most High and the universe aligned to keep me out of the way, you know what I'm saying, to put me into situations that were allowing me to double down on my identity, and also meet other people, and then also stay away from stuff that was harmful, you know what I'm saying? And so I really think you're speaking on some real truth, and I love the fact that you took that opportunity to see who's out there for you and put out a call, and you've been maintaining this Hood to the Woods for about almost 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? And it's been growing, and it's very symbolic just to see our people return to nature. And living in the Bay, man, we so lucky. We so lucky, and I know there's areas in the hood where nature might not be as accessible if you don't have transportation. But we got Uber, you know what I'm saying? The buses, like, if you got a little time and a little money, you can make it to the woods. You know what I'm saying? And even better, you got a community right here, a leader of a community that is leading people to that. And in Richmond, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, we've been blessed to have many parks. And you can go deep into some of these parks and, at least be immediately surrounded by nature. And so that's beautiful that you found it in your heart to act on that and be, like I said, be offensive on it. Like, not just wait, for an opportunity to go to nature. Like, oh, you going to nature? I think I'll go to that. Nah, like, I'm going to nature. Who want to come with me? And matter of fact, we're going to keep doing this. So even if you don't come this time, don't trip. We're going to be here next time. You know what I'm saying? And that is showing just a certain type of intention. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is also something that plays off the same idea of offensive movement, having the intention of what you want and then moving on that despite, and you've been able to collaborate with some powerful beings, shout out to Trap Nature, shout out to Lady Blue, and a few other people that you've been partnering with to do these hikes, man. It's been beautiful to see. I see the children out there smiling, laughing, finding bugs and animals and habitats and pyramids and mushrooms, and so I wanted to ask you, like, in that tribe, how has it been finding your way with discernment of, like, all right, this is what my heart is saying. This is, how have you gotten good at that? Like, how have you gotten good with following your intuition, that's led you to your tribe and led you to the path that you're on? But, like, has there been times when You know, you didn't really follow your intuition, and you saw the results of that, and that made you course correct.
Yes. In the past, I definitely had a lot of different signs and things that um, connected to me intuitively that I heard and realized and felt, but I didn't act on, and then I seen the consequences. You know, so realizing that, seeing like, damn, my intuition was telling me, but I didn't follow through. And then now look at me now, I'm dealing with this shit. You feel me? So learning and living, you feel me? Living and learning on the journey has really helped me realizing like, no, I gotta honor that intuition, that inner guidance, you know, those inner messages, those inner voices, you know, that come very strong at times, but sometimes the ego just like, nah, I want to do what I want to do. You feel me? So not allowing the ego to get in the way of the intuition. You know, and the ego is more materialistic, you know, focusing on me, selfish type shit, you know. But the intuition will move you on a spiritual level and just give you good insight on things that's really good for your well-being and good for others around you. You know, so I encourage others to follow their intuition. And then if you're not that aware of your intuition, just do some more research, listen to some more perspectives about the intuition, your inner voice, your inner willpower, your inner guidance. And I'm sure that you'll start to tap into that.
Because you have conversations with your intuition, would you say?
Yeah.
And you've gotten some major downloads from your intuition. What's been one of the greatest downloads that you've received from your intuition?
To affirm myself with brother peace.
Talk about that.
That's one of the greatest. Because since I affirmed myself as brother peace and embodying that vibration and exploring that vibration more, it has really helped me grow and become a way better person, more conscious, more spiritually in tune with myself, really valuing peace and knowing that it's my birthright and nobody can destroy that but me. If I give people the power to, you know, disrupt my peace, then I'm giving them my power, but the power is within us. So that's something that I really give thanks for, following my intuition on that journey. That was a powerful night for me to affirm myself as brother peace. I would say I was also tapped in with the plant medicine. I was in 2016, going back in time. We're in 2024 right now. So 2016 is when I first affirmed myself as brother peace. Early in the year of 2016, right? A week before, so I would say like February, probably 10th. February 5th. A week before, because I got shot February 10th. And a week before, I affirmed myself with brother peace. And the next week, I got shot. Literally, like a week before. I was with a group called Oakland Mind and an ex-girlfriend of mine. And I just started connecting with the Oakland community. So I was stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm from Richmond, but I was in Richmond most of the time. But I started to step out and go into Oakland. I used to have a lot of fear to go into Oakland, but it was a brother I met. He encouraged me to go to a modeling show, a natural hair show, modeling show, and it was presented by the brother Michael. That's one of the founders of Raw Soul Collective. With brother Michael, a brother named Sabir, another brother named Charles, and they had a few other people in the community that I met. And I went there and I got to be a part of this show. And brother Michael, he said, "Yeah, do your thing, bro," and I did my thing. And I was like, I met a community of people where I met brother Michael, which is part of Raw Soul, and he's our big brother. Y'all see him soon. Some other good brothers and sisters, and I met a collective called the Oakland Mind, one of the first Oakland collectives, Bay Area collectives that I came in contact with.
Shout out Oakland Mind. Shout out brother Najee.
Yeah, so I connected with the Oakland Mind, and it was a brother who I connected with deeply named Zoltan. It's a brother named Zoltan that was a part of Oakland Mind, and he connected me to this brother in the hood who had some mushrooms, had a line on some shrooms. So I was like, okay, bro, I'm about to tap in with you. It's cool if my girl come. She was like, it's good. My girl came, it was just gonna be my girl and Zoltan, we gonna tap in. But it was like, no, I'm gonna make you open mind. You gonna join me? And I was like, sure. I met them at that event we was at. So I felt comfortable to be amongst them, and we all went out to nature. You feel me, to tap in outside of the hood, into the woods. And man, I had an eighth of mushrooms. I bought 2 eighths. I took one to myself, and the other one I shared with others. But I still had a few pieces left with me. And throughout our journey, it was a beautiful experience for me out there. I got to connect deeply with myself. I got to release a lot of pain and trauma. I got to cry. I got to tap in and see the divinity of the earth, and seeing the connection of everything, and realizing that one love vibration that I'm one with the ecosystem. So that was a divine spiritual awakening experience for me. And that's when I started to really honor nature more, respect nature more on a deeper level. Um, and then throughout that journey, we transitioned going to someone's space to go catch a vibe. And when we went to go transition to someone's space, I was in there and man, they had some meditation music playing and a lot of good vibrations. And I was in a deep meditation and I'm just hearing my inner voice, my intuition, just spirit talking to me like, brother peace, just over and over and affirming and affirming and affirming. And it just was so loud that I got that telepathic message like, my brother peace, and I affirmed that. It was one of my brothers, Zoltan. He was standing in the window looking at. It was a full moon at night too, and then I got up and I went to him like, "Hey, brother, I'm affirming myself as brother peace now." He looked at me and he said, "Yeah, you're brother peace." He affirmed it with me. He confirmed it, and boom,
Just like that.
just like that. And I was just like, "I'm brother peace." I changed. My spirit told me to change all my social platforms for brother peace. I'm gonna embody peace, but I was just going with what my spirit told me. And then like the next week, I ended up getting shot here in Richmond 4 times. And that really tested me. Like, damn, I was sitting there reflecting like a week before I just affirmed myself as brother peace and I'm getting shot. I'm not dealing with this is not a peaceful situation right here. This is a very painful situation. And I was sitting on the edge of death. Like, that night I got hit 4 times and I hit a backyard to hide and just to protect myself for cover. And when I was in that backyard, I was sitting with myself and there's been many times before that I had suicidal thoughts. I've been in states of depression on my journey being the melanated man, not knowing the history, family trauma, just many different things that a lot of us go through. We suffer in silence. So there's been many times I've dealt with low states of thinking, suicidal thoughts, and all type of stuff. And when I was at that space when I got shot, I had all type of thoughts coming in, like, you know, listen, you can leave this realm now. You see this realm is fucked up. They just shot you, bro. Like, get the fuck up out of here. Like, I was getting those thoughts. Like, I gotta get up out of here. It's wicked out here. My soul, like, I was had a one-on-one conversation with my soul. And then, but then another voice came through very loud, like, light. Like, it started punking all the other, like, voices, basically. Like, just coming through with a strong vibration. Light. So I went with that. I embraced it. And my whole life, like, flashed before my eyes. Like, I was like, damn, I couldn't really leave this realm, but I'm choosing to stay here. And I didn't have no children or nothing, you know, so I was like, man, I still gotta leave a legacy before I get up out of here. I just affirmed myself as brother peace and they trying to take me out. I can't go out like that. So I decided to fight through and make it to the hospital that night. Because I could have just sat in that backyard and bled out and transitioned. But I fought, you know. And I fought, went to find the brother who I was with that night because I was supposed to be working that night and I was with a coworker and we smoked herbs, so we was gonna get some herb from the weed man, and I'm the one who got out to get weed from the weed man. And somebody just decided to come and just start shooting at us. As soon as I'm in a position to make the transaction with the weed man, car just comes up and just lets off reckless. It didn't say nothing, didn't check in or nothing. They just started firing. So in that situation, a lot of people was thrown off, scared and whatnot, and I had just had to really master my breath in that moment instead of like freaking out and panicking because I feel like if I panicked or anything like that, I probably would have died. You know, so I really tapped into my breath that night. Like, we was just breathing through my nose and calming my spirit down and had to guide the brother to take me to the hospital because he was freaked out. Like, he was thrown off. He never in a million years would have thought that I would be the one to get shot because even before I affirmed myself as brother peace, I always had love and respect for my people and always carried myself respectful to where people in the hood respect me. I ain't never caused no issues with nobody. So that was just, it threw a lot of people off that I got shot, you know, but you know, being in the hood, wrong place, wrong time. We also got a lot of brothers that be off all type of like medication, Percocets, pills, tripped out.
They got their own mental conditions that
Mental
probably
conditions.
went undiagnosed.
Exactly. It's a lot of men in the hood dealing with that, and they got hurt and pain, and they reflected onto other men. So it's a cycle of hurt people. So just caught up in that cipher out here, and you know, realizing that on a deeper level as I was going through my healing process. And I had some nights was harder than others, but I was able to fight through. But one thing that really helped me was psilocybin, microdosing, a little herb, you feel me, and going out to nature. You know, when I needed to get outside the house and get a fresh air, I'll have somebody take me to nature and just sit out there and just soak up the sun, put my feet in the grass. And I just eventually over time started working on building my mobility up because I couldn't walk for a while. You know, I got hit in my calf, my hip, my left hand and my left arm. So I was dealing with it for about 2 months. I was down and I got back up and I started moving. You know, so
You wouldn't know it, brother, because you be gigging up on that stage, bro.
exactly.
Is that why you be going so hard with the dance? You was like, I was down. I ain't never gonna take that for granted again.
Exactly. That's something. That's why I come with such.
Be on the edge of death.
I've been on the edge of death, almost lost my life, and that really put me in a space of gratitude to really every day to give thanks. And when I'm in that joyful space, I live it. I be lit with it. I be free, and I express myself. And this is just a pure aura that I love to express because, man, almost lost this vessel. You know, so to be able to still move my legs, my feet, you know, still got a bullet in my hip, but I still be moving. I still be gigging. I still be carrying that positive mentality because you never know when it's gonna be your last day. So you want to enjoy your body. You want to make the most out of your body. You want to experience your body. You know, explore your body. You know, so
Brother, that's a deep story, you know, and being just a black man, bro. Like there's so many targets on your back from the system, from other brothers. You know what I mean? From people just targeting you as a dollar sign. You know, because they making money off the hood. You know, even if we ain't got money all the time on the daily, they get money from us. We generate a lot of money, and so, you know, it's a lot of people aiming to get something from you. You know, not a lot of reciprocity. You know, as they say, life ain't fair. But to see you be so abundantly joyful, you know, it always puts a smile on my face because you going against that. You going against that box. You know that to be stoic is to be, you know, not to let your emotions take over you. And I think there's a benefit to that in the sense of just understanding your emotions more so and being a master of them, but not refusing joy though. We're not doing that, and I think that you definitely not doing that, bro. You stepping in joy. You keeping a light heart, and you know, black boy joy. That's a real phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? And so to see you really pushing that issue is an inspiration to me. You know, I've also been a victim of black on black violence. You know what I mean? And just being at the wrong place, wrong time. You know, you was trying to get some herb. I was at work. You know, somebody stabbed me. You know, on some random. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling him don't take alcohol out the venue, and he get mad. He about to fire on the security guard, and the security guard is a woman, and this dude bigger than me, my height, but like football player size, and you know, I instantly like, bro, chill out. He's like about to swing on her, right? So I'm moving to the side and take him outside, and next thing I know, I'm thinking at least maybe he mad, he gonna square up with me. Like, all right, I put my hands on you, so you might be a little upset, you a little drunk. This man tried to stab me with a box cutter, bro, and it happened all so fast that I didn't even see it. Which, black men, we gotta be on our martial arts. We gotta stay aware of our scenarios, but at the same time, things happen. And I wasn't expecting that. And I wasn't trying to harm the brother. The brother was tripping. He was about to fire on a woman, bro, and all because you tripping. And so I feel you on being a person who not trying to start nothing, who not trying to be about no fake tough guy stuff. Like, that's not a part of our personalities. But we do have boundaries, and we don't let people just go across those boundaries. But people can, we are all vessels for the energy that we want to have come out of us. And some people are vessels unintentionally for negative energy. And they will put that on you because they don't know how to deal with their issues. And so whatever that made that man fire off like that, and whatever made that man get at me like he did, I don't know. I don't know how to quantify that, but I would say that there's energies at work that supersede and go above negative energies. And I think that speaks to why you're here still. And I know I feel that way about myself as well because, for me to get stabbed in the neck and be bleeding and not know for 30 minutes, and then for it to happen in a place where I could just go outside and was already a paramedic there. It was a lot of things that lined up that worked in my favor. I mean, somebody stepped in and saved my life. Like, it was a dude that actually kind of got in the middle before I realized it. And he was a friend of mine, shout out Jay Slice, who was more like an acquaintance who, I didn't know was going to be there. Not to belittle it, it was just unexpected for somebody who, I've just had a couple good times with to step in and, risk himself like that. But it was written, in my opinion, that we are here. I don't take that for granted, man. The time that I have to sit here and build with you and to be able to go to Africa. This is before I went to Africa. You know what I mean? So I hadn't even been outside of the country yet. And brothers trying to take me out. So I'm glad that the brother didn't succeed in taking you out, brother. And I'm glad that I'm here to be able to experience your light, man. And I think that we gotta remember that life is precious. I think it's a lot of forgetting about that in hip hop culture right now. So the work you doing, brother, is divine, and I just want to thank you for that, brother. I love you because you are a true God out here, brother, and you walking in that without you don't let the ego get in the way. You you a God, but you don't walk like anyone is below you. You know what I'm saying? And that is the sign of a true ascended individual in my eyes. Someone who knows their power but doesn't take it out the sheath. Don't take the sword out the sheath unless there's a reason. You know what I'm saying? And you got that fire. You know what I'm saying? So you can unleash. I've seen it. I know Brother Peace can be, confrontational when he wants to be and when he needs to be for the right reasons. But like I said, like you intentionally are pushing for something positive, man. So that's the word. And I just want people to know to tap in with this Brother Peace, Hood to the Woods, on Instagram. The brother has a film called Haiti and Dim. You want to talk about that a little bit, and anything else that you want the people to know?
Yes, sir. Give thanks. Haiti and Them. That's a transformational film about my journey of rising above, the negative environments and the pain and the trauma into my higher self, learning more about myself and traveling, and then tapping into my inner peace. You feel me? And affirming myself as Brother Peace. So it's a transformational cultural story. Shout out to Wolfhawk Jaguar for directing the film and supporting me with that short film.
What's up,
big bro? It was my very first short film. And we want to shout out Determination Black Men's Group, because that's where me and the good brother Ozma met. Brother Wolfhawk Jaguar held space for the men's group, bringing brothers together for healing and just foundation of unity and community. And I also want to express that, it's our birthright to have peace. So always take the time to nourish your inner peace. Put time into doing things that build up your spirit. Honor your health and your wellness. Check out some health and wellness music by Raw Soul Collective, because we also create high vibrational music. As I'm an advocate of peace, there's many different ways I push peace through from the hood to the woods community nature gatherings, through cultivating and whipping up plant-based food, raising my daughter, creating a peaceful environment for her and teaching her lessons and guiding her. And the music and the art is another channel and a way for me to express and push peaceful, high vibrational, cultural energy to the people. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep building. It's just the beginning. And there's some vital work that we're doing, and we're looking for more support. We're also fundraising for many different things we're doing from the hood to the woods, verbal apothecary, plant-based magic workshops, so there's many different things we're cultivating. Check out rawsoulcollective.com, reach out to us and see how you can get involved or support or build with us.
That's right, Ashe. And there you have it. Verbal Apothecary, always bring you the herbals and the verbals. We just had a cool conversation with my Brother Peace in Richmond, California. And it's always up from here. Let's get it. Peace.
Peace.
this tea, the medicine man. Sip on this tonic, the medicine man. Take you a puff, the medicine man. Get you some rest, the medicine man. Go ahead and meditate, medicine man. Breathe it in, breathe it out, medicine man. Sip on this water, the medicine man. Sip on this ginger, this medicine man. Find me in Africa, maybe Caribbean, Southeast Asian, Chinese and Indian, clearing congestion, helping you breathe again. If you feel nauseous, put stomachs at ease again.